Hello. Today I will be talking to you about the Elizabethan Dress. First, to start off with the Elizabethan Era. Well, the Elizabethan was a time era from the 1550s to the 1600s, and it was considered to be a very pricey, noble, and classic. It was very mature. We'd be looking into the noble folk and upper class today due to the fact that the majority of the popularity and population back then was noble folk. Specifically, we'll be looking into the dress style of women as well as the dress style of men. A woman's dress style in the Elizabethan era consisted of 15 different parts, yet I will only be talking about some of them today. The first part of the Elizabethan dress was a smock, and this could be considered such as a gown these days. And as well as that, a very famous piece of the Elizabethan dress was the corsette. The classic corsette, which is still used today in some daily clothing, but yet can often be seen in traditional clothing. For instance, also in German traditional clothing, for example, in a dirndl. Yet, to carry on, we also see a Spanish farthingale, which was very in trend back then and can be seen with a lot of historic buildings, and this is a so-called skirt, which had wires around it to stabilize the whole skirt and keep it in place and keep it its shape. We also have a bum roll, which increases the figure of a woman and makes her more curvy, which tended to be very fashionable back then. As well as that, we have a kirtle and a forepart. So this would be this part of the dress, and the kirtle would be the green, as you can see, and the forepart would be the checkered right here, right? So we have those two parts. But yet we also have gowns and sleeves, and these were a variety of different things. So the sleeves are here, and the gown is pretty much this here, right, on the sides of it. And there were so many different designs, usually containing lace, in the Elizabethan era. And we come to the last four things that an Elizabethan woman wore, and these are headwear, makeup, gloves, and jewelry. So we know that makeup today these days is something daily, as well as jewelry, which is part of the reason I've inquired this subject further. Yet not to go off topic, headwear is very frequent these days too in ruffs, which developed in the Elizabethan era and as we can see is still in trend today. Next we come to the Elizabethan dress in men. Men had less parts of the dress, yet they had hats, shirts, breeches, ruffs, shoes, and adornments. Just a few facts which are very interesting is that breeches are pants with a high knee. You can see they stop at the knee, and they're usually loose and puffy. So if you can imagine, they also have bright colors on the inside. So if you can see up here, we have bright colors here, and then usually the second color is a less bright color. So yet the color on the inside, which sticks outside a little bit, would stand out, which was the reason for it being rather bright. So it would stand out. Second of all, we have one fact which is very interesting, and this is the adornments of a man, and it's the jewels. The bigger the better, fur, lace, cotton, all expensive of course. Here are just some examples of Elizabethan dress. A woman in Elizabethan dress, some women and men, and a woman's typical Elizabethan dress. To conclude my presentation, the motivation behind inquiring this subject was that fashion has changed so much over the past few years. In fact, it is actually constantly changing. Therefore, it's interesting to see how much fashion statements have changed and what has still stayed. To conclude, I'm very interested in this subject, and thank you so much for listening.